Ryan. That was awesome. Great start to the conversations here. We're going to go right ahead to Nikki, talking about mixed race, judging a book by its coloring.
Hi everyone, my name is Nikki. I'm a junior here living on 2A. I wanted to thank you, Ryan, for the introduction, and I'm going to do exactly what you said and tell a little story. Have you ever felt like you weren't enough? Not pretty enough, smart enough, not Stanford enough? We're all here, and imposter syndrome is real. But what about with regards to racial identity? Entering a space and not feeling like you look like them. You have the same knowledge that you fit in. That's how I feel sometimes here in different cultural spaces on campus. For one, my dorm last year had a conversation about race. I was so excited. I needed that. I needed to find who I was. The first thing the presentation leader did was separate us. Blacks, Latinx, Asians, white, and I was stranded in the middle. As I looked around, my friend came up to me, grabbed my arm, and said, "White people this way." Gee, well, I am white passing, and I do see that, and I do respect that, but I'm so much more than that. My dad is Chinese, Hawaiian, and also a little bit of white. My mom has a mix of European ancestries and Native American ancestry as well. So where do I fit into that? Are my eyes Asian enough? Is my hair Hawaiian enough? Is my skin white enough? And that's the dilemma. With mixed race identity, we're fluid. We adapt. We're chameleons and shapeshifters. But does that really help us to feel like we belong? For one, mixed race people use narrative identity when we're asked, "What are you?" I often refer to white and Hawaiian, and people go, "Hawaiian? Really?" They look me up and down. I see it. Do you though? But again, it's so much more than looks. It's who you are, how you express yourself, the cultural knowledge that you gain and perpetuate. And here on campus, as part of the Native community, I was so petrified. My skin's not dark enough. I don't belong here. Yet last year, I helped plan Luau, which is now the Polynesian Cultural Festival, which helps us to spread and perpetuate Polynesian culture on campus. Does that make me Hawaiian enough? So I talked about narrative identity. There's also performative identity, or code switching, how we change our behavior, our language to fit into these different environments. For example, you can be with my Hawaiian friends, I can be speaking the olelo, or the language, but with my white friends, I could never do such a thing. And it's how we move fluidly between these different communities. It's how we adapt and how we prove ourselves. Because mixed race identity, we're not one of those things, we're all of those things combined. And now there's a mixed group on campus, multiracial identified community at Stanford, where I can feel like I can express these issues, I can talk about myself, I can be myself. I don't have to be fearful of other people judging me for who or what I am. But despite that community being here on campus, I want to encourage you to explore the communities that maybe you identify with culturally. Because although you might not have grown up in that environment, you might not have learned that language, you do still belong. We are mixed race, we might not look like you, but we still belong there too. I'm going to leave you all with one word that my friend gave to me. Mulibai. Mulibai in English means brackish waters, which isn't as pretty. But it's a space where the fresh water meets the salt water, and it has a unique ecosystem of its own, with plants and animals that can't survive in just fresh water or just salt water. We, as mixed race people, are Mulibai. We are not the fresh water nor the salt water. We're something in between, and that's exactly where we belong. Thank you.